a sinner, left my lover crying on the dance floor. I'm a sinner, I'm a sinner.
All fixed, guys. So, next we're going to go to... The computer lab is... Sorry, I had something covering this. The computer lab is in an offshoot room of our library, from our school library. I'm sorry. Doggo's going insane. 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. As for the library itself, aside from an expected emphasis on anatomy drawing, guides, and the like, it's pretty standard. Not to brag, but the school I was at for my freshman and junior year had a library with 2 floors. My back's feeling a little better. I still don't know what was causing the heat. Probably should have read a thing or two with all those resources. I'm getting off topic. The computer lab is the focus. The calm tranquility of the library is taken over by the organized sterility of the lab. 40 standardized sets of computers and monitors line the walls, forming a panopticon around the desk reserved for the teacher in the middle. I remember them being organized differently in elementary school, but for a few years now, I've just been seeing this formation. Sounds to me like someone got caught one too many times working on more risque art pieces. The monitors are all turned on, but only one's logged in. Weird, there's nobody here. Damien and Ben said Liz would be here, though. Maybe she's in the bathroom? I'm not one to pry and snoop around, but I'm really pressed for time here. On screen, I see open PDFs and documents. They have finance related and filled with abbreviations and jargon I don't understand. Maybe I can figure out how to create my account on my own. What are you doing? Ah! Haunted high school! I didn't mean to scare you. Oh, you know what? I know what voice she's getting. Oh, thank Christ. It's just a dino girl with an extremely long neck and not a specter. No, really. What are you doing at this fiscal report What are you doing at the fiscal report I was working on? I didn't do anything. It's a little better today. There's still like a lump in my throat, but it's still there. I've been working on that all day. Why did you touch it? I didn't. I only minimized it, I swear. Right, I'm here for a reason. Are you Liz? The Brontosaurus furiously reopens all of her windows. Where did I put my hairpiece? Oh no, I don't have anything to tie my hair up. Shoot. The Brontosaurus furiously reopens all of her windows and for a while types out information before acknowledging me again. Excuse me? I met Damien and he said I'd have to wait for you to sort out my login stuff. Damien mentioned me? Oh, you're the guy that smeared into the ground in gym yesterday. Yeah, I'm Liz. Whoa. Inko. But yeah, I'm new here, so I need an account. Not a problem at all. Liz sits down and cracks her knuckles as she starts typing away at the keyboard. Alright, I'll see if I can get that done for you. In a flourishing display of spreadsheet software experience, Liz navigates and organizes several documents in seconds. I've always had the general idea that there were lots of shortcuts and commands, but yeesh, she's resourceful. So, you're an artist too? Since you'll want to enter the contest so bad. Oh yeah, I'm a photographer. Yeah? How are you liking it here so far? Oh, well, students here usually jump to asking about what they're graduating. Students here usually jump at asking about what they're graduating here for so they can more easily form connections and collaborate. So, excuse me if I might be going too fast. No, not at all. I'm a bit more at ease now that you just explained it. It's pretty good, although I feel bad about missing most of the first day. It's not a big deal. Guess not. Although, truth be told, I see those paintings framed in the hallway by the principal's office, and it does put a bit of rain on my parade. Oh yeah, those, yeah, I get what you mean. I think it's like that by design, honestly. Again, sorry if my voice isn't exact today, I'm still recovering. Something about breaking the students' egos. Then you end up wanting to improve like crazy so you can reach your goals. At least that's what happened to me. I'm planning on going to university and getting degrees in design and business. And that's just the start. I'm also starting to become an apprentice for art dealings, getting the right paintings for the right people. What the fuck is that? Oh. My tutor said I'm impressive enough. I should start enrolling for any and all of the important universities around the country I'd like. Wow. I mean, I'm also pretty well off myself, but it never occurred to me that I should be this ambitious. Thank you. What about you? Oh, I am not picking that first one. I'm going to be an influencer, blogger, and be crazy popular. I'm going to publish a photography magazine. I don't know, but it's going to be big. Well, it's something. At least more than a lot of people here. What do you mean? Like half the school may as well just be in daycare. Sorry if that sounds rude. We got these school programs and even industry professionals coming in for lectures, but it's like some people are here just because their friends happen to be here too. No big plans, it seems. Yeah. Wait, you mean like Damien? Yeah, I shouldn't have mentioned it. He's still cool though, don't get me wrong. I hope me talking about him to you doesn't come across as douchey. I'm gonna grab a cough drop 1 second. I should have bought another bag today. He's definitely the friendly type. He even partnered with me in gym class and dragged me along to sit with him at lunch. Is that so? Yeah, he was really excited about it too. And then he introduced you to Olivia as well and tried to break the ice so she can come out of her shell. Yeah, how'd you know? Oh boy, I'm sorry about that, Inko. What, is Damien messing with me? No, Damien is great. He just may be a little too eager. If he considers you a friend to him, he'll want you to be our friend too. Specifically, he'll want you to be Olivia's friend. What's wrong with that? Nothing at all. But you've seen Olivia. You can probably tell she's a bit unresponsive. Doesn't really like to talk to anyone, not even Damien. So you can definitely try to be her friend. Just know that she'll most likely ignore you. You don't like Olivia? What? No, I do. She's fine, I guess. I sit with her during lunch after all. And I'm sure you'll get along with her just fine. Let's see you at Tekken, okay? And hey, I'd love to see Olivia make a friend. Just don't get too invested trying to get her to warm up to you. Donations for Tekken while I'm playing? Try to distract me? Damien will always be down to hang out though, and I certainly don't mind. It's just that him and Olivia are nigh inseparable, so if the deal turns you off, then it's your own fault. Then it's not your fault either. There's history at that warning. inseparable, so they're like girlfriend and boyfriend. No. They're just live in the same house. Oh, sorry. Again, I've got a cough drop in my mouth. I'm so sorry. Oh. Damien's always just incredibly patient and outgoing. I envy him. But yeah, he would like nothing more than everyone getting along like best buddies. Unless you're like Damien and you can be pleasant to a brick wall forever, your time is probably better spent elsewhere. So, how serious are you about your ambitions? Pretty serious, I think. Liz nods. Something to keep in mind then. It's a struggle, but like Damien says, we gotta keep trying, right? Liz gives me a half-hearted smile, but she still seems sad about something. Anyways, sorry for talking your ear off about private matters. You still want to get that submission turned in? She stops for a second on one tab to scan for something. Who will be playing Tekken? Probably Suka. Okay, so I'm Lily, and the Eldritch Abomination is the dominatrix Suka. And got it! She motions her head to the back of the room and the printer as it hums to life. I get up and get the paper. Both my username and password here are strings of numbers. I take a snapshot of the username and password so I won't have to remember it. Nice to meet you too, Reaver. Thanks. Anyways, you should hurry. Lunch is ending soon. Right, according to time display on the monitor, I've only got 10 minutes left. I followed the instructions on the printout, finally getting the student hub of the site. And thankfully, the art contest is displayed prominently across it. Clicking through a couple links, I finally find the submission instructions. It's a simple matter of putting my entry details as the name of the file and dragging it into the school shared drive. Plugging in my portable portfolio hard drive, I create a copy of my magnum opus. Then a quick rename, drag here, and just in time. I take the extra minute to safely undock my hard drive and then log off the computer. Looking back to Liz, she's completely wrapped up in her work. Don't think interrupting her is a good idea. Especially after what she said about Olivia and her own time. I opt to simply leave her be, heading out the door to the library for class. After all, it's time for the class I'd been looking forward to the most. This day is certainly turning out better than yesterday. So, setting up for Tekken will take me a few minutes, everybody, so I'll probably put on some music because I've got to move some stuff around in my room to get it set up, since it'll be on the PlayStation 5, since I don't have the PC version of the game. Hope I didn't just jinx myself. Otherwise, I would train with both. I will be contacting Medicare soon, by the way, about playing with him. Now that I'm better, I will actually get some time to play, because I've totally not been wrapped up in Persona 3. But I haven't gotten to train yet. And he's been very understanding. He understands I was sick. My nerves have been acting up when I first stepped back into the classroom. Plus, you know, he's got to beat Andy Worski's ass first. Made even worse when I was hit with another flashbang. Oh, hi, baby. Hello. Everybody, we have a guest. Hi there, Kiwi Cat. What do you want, Kiwi Key? You want pets? Hi, buddy. One day you're going to jump on that table and I'm going to be screwed. You want me to turn that on for you? There you go. That's what you wanted. One day you'll figure that button out. After my 20 other classmates had finished laughing, Mr. Latacan made a show of waving a freshly taken photo from a fancy fold-up camera from the 70s. Ooh, I have one of those. I dub this portrait Dudient Sans Pools. After he'd thumbtacked the photo on the corkboard filled with poor snapshots of everyone else, Mr. Latican reassured me and sat me next to Ben. He managed to sum up his syllabus in under a minute, instead taking the majority of the time to go over our first lesson and assignment on exposure and lighting. With each new light fixture he brought out and explained, I felt my mind swirl faster with new possibilities of old shots. If only I had that then, or I could have used that there. Now that you've had a small taste of it, we'll start on your first photography assignment, proper lighting. I'm salivating at the thought. Mr. Latican had just finished his first lesson where he'd handed out all sorts of equipment to look over. It's the first time I've handled some of these things, like the enormous box light that was still taking up the entirety of my desk. Remember, though, that these are just tools meant to enhance a photo. You can highlight a turd all you want, it's still a turd. The crude language guaranteed a chortle from a few half-listening students. The teacher looks over to the clock and hums. Well, I see that we managed to finish this lecture a tad bit early. Why don't you all take these last 10 minutes to compare notes, maybe even consider doing the assignment as a collab piece with a classmate? The room is quick to fill with the sound of chatter. I wonder if... Oh. I turn to Ben and see his eager grin. Do you want to do a joint piece, since you don't know any good spots in the school and all? I pull out the assignment sheet from beneath the lightweight light on my desk and give it a quick scan again. Present a set of photos demonstrating your understanding of proper lighting. You're allowed to borrow one lighting tool and must take the shot on school premises. And I swear I've handed out this assignment for years now. If one more student just takes a picture of the hallway outside the classroom, I'm going to personally throw them over the railing. Be original, please. I've got the perfect place for it. If we work together, we can even use 2 items. The offer is too tempting. Sure. I hold out my hand and Ben takes and shakes it, sealing the pact. My face is feeling weird from all the smiling today. But in truth, I've been enjoying Mr. Latican's class so much that I couldn't stop. It feels like I've the entire world to gain from Mr. Latican's lessons. And the entire world to explore, seeing as ever since the move, I hadn't had time to actually explore Valcaldera Bluffs. Sure, on occasions I go out on my own to parks and stuff, but who doesn't? Besides, I'd be pretty lame photographer if I didn't go out and find stuff to photograph. And you know what? I've been meaning to do a little looking around here. So, to everyone else, this assignment makes them have to explore the school, but I get to. Pretty sweet deal if I do say so myself. The hall outside the classroom is only one major photo op. Between that and the murals outside, I'm certain to find something cool. No, the murals won't work on their own. Since it was my first thought to use them, that means it's likely someone else's first thought. I need to think outside the box a bit. Think of some way to use the school's architecture to my advantage in the way that... And go! My thoughts are disrupted by a worried-looking Ben. Maybe you should see a doctor, man. Your head injuries are no laughing matter. I'm fine. What were you saying? I was asking how you were doing, you know, with the school and classes and all that. Oh, right. Doing good. Only been called a Pyrex Dodger once. What the fuck's a Pyrex Dodger? You don't want to know. Really good, actually. I am in a class that I'm 100% enjoying and starting to make some genuine friendships. Compared to the disasters of yesterday, today has been astoundingly positive. That's good to hear. Yeah, I've even got some friends now. Great. Oh, and what about your art submission? Was Liz able to help? There's something nibbling at the corner of my thoughts at the mention of the long-necked girl. Yeah, she gave me a login stuff and everything. Uploading the submission was a piece of cake after all. Hold on. Awesome. Though that does make you competition now. Both Liz and I have pieces in the running too. She told me she had submitted something. Yeah, I'm a bit concerned since I didn't have as much time to prepare or anything, but hey, everyone's got a chance, you never know. Yeah, she was pretty cool about it too. The whole friend group is pretty welcoming. I think I'm pretty lucky. Lucky? Ben seems perplexed by my statement. Yeah, I don't have to shitpost every other minute. You said something at lunch when Olivia vanished? I'm noticing for a silent paraplegic, she sure has a lot of people upset. You got some hidden drama with her too? No, not really. Wait, two? Who? Latican calls out to us, riding over to inspect. I take it you gentlemen are conversing about your assignments together? Of course, Mr. Latican. We were just discussing where we take our picture, right, Ben? Are you guys hearing crackling? Oh, crap. If you guys aren't hearing that, then I'm going to need new headphones. I'll have to pick them up after the stream. I'll have to order them online. Well, that's good then. Good thing you guys weren't talking about something off topic like gossip. That would be a pretty embarrassing use of your time right off the bat, I think. Especially considering you're currently the subject of some fairly humorous gossip, aren't you, Mr. Nito? I'm awash in a wave of shame from his words. I look at Ben and I can see he feels the same. If the air around someone needs clearing, clear it yourself. Latican has a point. Maybe once a friendship is established, I can learn more about her. Alright, off you go now, and remember to get your assignments done by the end of the week. The room empties out slowly, most of my peers still chatting and discussing their plans for the assignment. Before I can continue talking with Ben about our own project, the Stuco president is already packed up and exiting the room. Guess we'll talk later then. Packing up my own notebook, I wave goodbye to my new favorite teacher and head off to my next class. Walking into history class for the first time, and it's about what I expected it to look like. Pictures of historical figures, small relics from various regions, and cartography of the Earth during its stages of continental drift. Though I noticed that there is a distinct lack of teacher in the room. Must be finishing their lunch, I assume. Well, better get a good seat now before they're all taken. Eeny, meeny, miny. That one. I settle myself into my chosen desk, pull out my history book and notebook, along with a pencil. As the classroom fills with more and more students, it becomes a blur of vibrant scales. A few minutes pass and I'm still wondering where the teacher is. The suddenness of the door slamming open stops any and all noises. It's quiet enough to hear a pin drop. The figure walks into the classroom and... Oh God, sweet heavens, no! He stands there and stares down at everyone menacingly. He's the history teacher too? I still say they're together. Thank you for walking me to class, Sully. Of course, Miss Prockluck. Miss Procklooking. Oh, thank Raptor Jesus he isn't our teacher. The Raptor woman adjusts her glasses and scans around the room before looking down at the paperwork in her hand. Looks like we're having some late arrivals, but let's get down to business. I know that I introduced myself yesterday, but for any of those who weren't here... Her momentary glances at me makes me believe Sully told her about my absence. My name is Miss Prockling, and this is history class. In this course, we'll be learning about the history of our primeval ancestors and their advancements through history. What the fuck? What the fuck? I need to check something. Despite her admittedly forced enthusiasm, everyone in class responds with uninterested murmuring. Not sure why, though. This all sounds exciting. She walks over to her desk, places down a pile of folders before flipping open her special version of the history book. With a click of a button, she turns on the projector to reveal a prepared slideshow for today's lecture. To learn about the extensive history of Saurians and their culture is something I've yearned for. If you can turn your books to page 36, we'll begin with the first chapter detailing the earliest interactions between Saurians and hominids. I know. Ooh, that sounds interesting. I think I jinxed myself. Miss Prockling's history class is a polar opposite of Latican's photography class. While her introduction to class engaged me at first, things have slowed down into an unbearable crawl. My eyes scan over the introductory text on the first chapter. Despite the tension between the two groups, human settlers to the New World will continue to make overtures of trade to the native Velociraptor tribes. Pretty sure I've read this line 3 times now. I tear my eyes away from the page in hopes of blinking the boredom away. I look up to see the teacher staring down at various papers on her desk with laser focus. I must have stared too long, though, because I end up locked in a staring contest with Prockling. She raised an eyebrow at me. Okay then, write down notes at the page 3 through 7 about the discovery of the New World. Without even fully comprehending the words before me, I'm copying the page down to the letter in my notebook. Absent-mindedly, I begin to recall everything that's happened so far in my new classmates. Ben carries himself with a lot of refinement and is easily my first pick as a photography partner. But that Mia girl, she doesn't seem to want to make friends. Of course, I could have figured that out from the cold look she gave me yesterday, not to mention the rude hand gesture. Damien's very friendly, even if he can be a bit too enthusiastic sometimes. And though my encounter with Liz was brief, I can tell she's dependable. But then there's Olivia. So far, she's still an enigma. Coupled with the apparent history she has with the others, it makes me all the more curious about her. Liz said it would be a bad idea to get too invested, but in the end, it's effectively gossip and hearsay. This had come as something of a shock to me, but... What do we have here, Miss Halford? The sudden voice of Miss Prockling snaps me out of my thoughts. I lean my head to see the teacher looking down at... Wait a minute, Olivia's here too? As luck would have it, I share not 1 but 2 classes with Olivia. I must have been so jaded from trying to read this textbook that I didn't even notice the girl in the wheelchair. She sits in the front row, diagonally in front of me. And I don't think she's noticed this strange twist of fate herself. Only the second day of the school year and already doodling in class again. She proceeds to pick up the piece of paper from Olivia's desk. Looks like she's been drawing on it, though I can't tell what they are from where I'm sitting. Listen, Olivia, I know history isn't the most exciting subject to learn, but could you at least pretend that you're taking notes? The only response I hear from Olivia is a heavy sigh before leaning her head back down. While the teacher returns to skulking around the room, Olivia hunches over a notebook. Although I don't think those are the notes she's taking. Nah, no one would do something like that with a totalitarian teacher patrolling the room. It's an attempt to get all of us to focus, but I'm fighting a losing battle to keep my eyelids from shutting. My jaws clenched tight to suppress a loud yawn building inside, even as Miss Procklicking sulks right past me. Just before my drowsiness can overtake me, though, I notice a minute movement in the corner of my eye. One of my classmates glances up at the teacher, whose eyes are rovering over the opposite side of the room and down to scribble something down. Excuse me. The paper is then folded into a neat little note, and I watch as the next person carefully unfolds the sheet, also scribbles on it, before folding it and passing it along again. Curiosity thoroughly piqued, I await anxiously in my seat for the paper to get to me. It's a dangerous game, passing the note along so Prockling doesn't see. If I'm participating, does that make me a slacker? The student to my side makes his move to toss the note over. But Prockling starts turning around right then. He flinches and drops the hot potato on my desk in a flash. I nearly slam my own paper over the page to cover it from sight. Miss Prockling continues to lecture about how the raptors and humans eventually started to get along because they traded narcotic leaves or something like that. And as you can see on the board here, now! I lift my paper. Luckily, there's plenty of space left. As for what everyone else has drawn, a not-so-solid attempt at a race car, rough sketches of some eyes, a bunch of doodles, names in various stylized fonts that I could only describe as graffiti, and, of course, it's not high school if someone hasn't drawn a penis. Yeah, Miss Brockling with the stink lines coming off of her. Yeesh, better not get caught with this. That being said, I'm drawing a blank. What should I draw? I don't exactly doodle every day. Drawing stuff for others is a nice gesture. Maybe I'll try to break the ice a bit. Although I don't really know anything about her. But hey, can't hurt to try, huh? I can think of a few things to sketch out here. Let's see. I wish I had a drawing pad. This is hard to do without a drawing pad. Oh, it's so hard to do this without a drawing pad. Oh, that's not terrible. Let's just get rid of that whole thing. A bit of a longer body. Oh, that looks terrible. Let's keep it. Let's keep this janky monster going. You don't like my drawing? And done. I didn't have a lot of room to really work with, but as I superstitiously admire my work, I find that I have a long way to go. It feels like I'm being mogged by the other doodles. Fuck you. Alright, Olivia's sure to like this. Miss Prockling is still turned around, alright. If I flip the paper over Olivia's shoulder, I won't have to get up and risk getting caught. And here we go! It's a bit tricky and I hesitate, but the paper meets its destination. She doesn't even look back, just takes the paper eagerly. It's completely different from how she was acting earlier. Her tail is even swaying side to side. Oh, is that wagging? Huh. Alright, now she's gonna see my sketch and possibly think I'm cool. She's not turning around. Well, it's not much, so it could also just... I'll be taking that. Miss Prockling snatches the paper from Olivia's claws. She's holding her arms out. She takes a glance at the paper, and a small crack of a smile appears on her face before going back to its stoic visage. So, is this how you view me, Miss Halford? Prockling holds the paper up for all to see. Everyone in the class does their best to avoid her persecuting gaze. I know that most of you were part of this as well. Look, I'm not asking for much. Please do your assignments when you're in class. It's the least you can do. We were just passing a note one at a time. She wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, how come all of us are in trouble? I noticed Prockling look down at Olivia for a moment before letting out a sigh of defeat. Look, since it's only the second day, I'll let this one slide, but I'm warning you now that I won't be so lenient the next time it happens. Otherwise, you'll end up like the last student who decided to be disrupted during class. What happened to him? Get detention slip or something? Miss Prockling pulls up the window blinds and pushes the window screen open. She then takes out a walkie-talkie. Sully, yep, another hippie. Seat H4. Jesus! Good job, soldier. Now if we can, let's continue. We're on the second floor. I sink back into my seat, continue writing, mainly out of unadulterated fear of experiencing the same wrath from the teacher. Man, now I feel guilty for Olivia. I was the one to pass her the note after all. Maybe I shouldn't have tried. Well, I can always apologize after class. Miss Prockling places the note and continues with her lecture for another half hour. With 10 minutes of class left, I see Prockling look at the clock above the door. Then I notice Olivia grabbing her attention as if she knew what she's already going to say to her. The teacher nods her head. Olivia grabs her backpack and shoves all of her things in it. In silence, she wheels herself to the door, opens it, and rolls on out. The teacher must have noticed me watching her leave. Accommodations. Well, there goes my chance of saying sorry to her. Feeling defeated, I decide to focus on writing down my notes for the rest of the time left. Although I do wonder. She must have noticed my doodle. Did she just ignore it then? Class comes and goes, and I head back home on the metro. Another day, another $1. Though this time I pass on the mini breakfast burritos. Alright, so that's where we're leaving this one. Now it's time for Tekken. If you guys are not watching this live with everybody, what's wrong with you? Come watch it with us. Come watch the live streams. See you all next time. Bye.